Greeklish, a portmanteau of the words Greek and English, also known as Granglish, Latino Hellenica, lambda alpha tau iota nu omicron epsilon lambda lambda eta nu iota kappa alpha, or ASCII Greek, is the Greek language written using the Latin alphabet. Unlike standardized systems of romanization of Greek, as used internationally for purposes such as rendering Greek proper names or place names, or for bibliographic purposes, the term Greeklish mainly refers to informal, ad hoc practices of writing Greek text in environments where the use of the Greek alphabet is technically impossible or cumbersome, especially in electronic media. Greeklish was commonly used on the Internet when Greek people communicate by forum, email, IRC, instant messaging, and occasionally on SMS, mainly because older operating systems didn't have the ability to write in Greek, or in a Unicode form like UTF-8. Nowadays most Greek language content appears in the Greek alphabet. Sometimes the term Greeklish is also used informally for a non-standard language variety used by bilingual speakers of English and Greek, i.e., Greek with heavy Macaronica code switching and mixture of English words, or vice versa. History. Some older traditions of using the Latin alphabet for Greek existed in earlier centuries. The term Franco-Levantica properly refers to the use of the Latin script to write Greek in the cultural ambit of Catholicism. This usage was routine in the Venetian-ruled Greece and in Venetian Crete in the early modern era. Indeed, the autographed manuscripts of several Greek literary works of the Renaissance are in Latin script. This convention was also known as Francochiotica, Phi Rho Alpha Gamma Kappa Omicron Chi Iota Omega Tau Iota Kappa Alpha, Frankish, Catholic, Chiot, alluding to the significant presence of Catholic missionaries based on the island of Chios. Orthographic and phonetic Greeklish. Greeklish may be orthographic or phonetic. In orthographic use, the intent is to reproduce Greek orthography closely. There is a one-to-one mapping between Greek and Latin letters, and digraphs are avoided, with occasional use of punctuation in numerals resembling Greek letters rather than Latin digraphs. While letters are in the first instance chosen for phonetic similarity, visual equivalence, and corresponding keyboard keys are used when phonetically similar letters are exhausted. Thus, psi may be written as ps, 4y, she as ks, x or 3, and theta as th or 8. In phonetic use, there is no concern to reproduce Greek orthography, and the Greeklish is a phonetic transcription of Greek words, although often there is a mixture of the two. In particular, iotacism is preserved. The various letters and digraphs now pronounced as I are transcribed as un, and not differentiated as they are in an orthographic scheme. In a phonetic scheme, she is usually x or ks or 3. Ks or 3 is used if x has been chosen, following orthographic norms. For chi, psi and theta will usually be the digraphs ps and th. 3 is often used to represent she because of the similar shape of the number 3 to the original letter, albeit mirrored. An example of orthographic Greeklish could be the word plateia, which in Greek means square, and using the Greek alphabet is spelled pi lambda alpha tau epsilon iota alpha. The word plateia derives from the exact replacement of each Greek letter with its Latin respective. Pi equals p, lambda equals l, alpha equals a, tau equals t, epsilon equals e, iota equals un, alpha equals a. An example of phonetic Greeklish could be the same word, square, written like this, platia. The reason the same word is, in this occasion, written without the letter e, is the fact that, phonetically, the word square in Greek sounds exactly like this, platia. The most extreme case of orthographic Greeklish, which achieves the greater optical resemblance to the Greek prototypes, is perhaps the so-called Byzantine, or Arabesque, or calligraphic, artistic Greeklish introduced in the Hellas mailing list by the mathematician George Balaguer. Main characteristics of Baloglu's Byzantine is the distinction of sigma and s, the distinction omicron f lower and upper letters, such as pi equals n, pi equals theta 5, theta equals 8, theta equals 0, aq, psi equals y, psi equals 4, and the unusual, but with great resemblance with the Greek prototype, transliterations sigma equals c, pi equals n, rho equals p, rho equals p. Books written in Greeklish. Yanis Androutsopoulos talks about exegesis, a book in Greeklish that was published by Oxy Publications in 2000. The Greeklish transliteration was based on the Greek translation of the original book written by Astrotella, a novel about artificial intelligence. It describes a computer program that has acquired a mind of its own. The original book was written entirely in the form of email messages, something that prompted Androutsopoulos and his collaborators to publish a version of it in Greeklish. Computer usage of Greeklish. In the past there was a variety of mutually incompatible systems for displaying non-ASCII characters and no standard method for typing them on a computer keyboard. This situation was resolved with the introduction of Unicode. Before the introduction of Unicode-compatible software, many Greek personal or informal websites were written in Greeklish. This is no longer the case, and most of the sites with Greek content are written in native Greek. Almost all electronic mail messaging was also using Greeklish, and only recently, with the introduction of full Unicode compatibility in modern email client software and gradual replacement of older programs, that usage of Greek characters became widespread. Some internet service providers in Greece use both Greek and Greeklish in their emails. For example, the corporate announcements sent to users via email are usually written in English, Greek, and Greeklish. This is done to ensure that the recipient can understand an important service message even if the settings of his computer for non-ASCII characters don't match those of the sender. Commercial use in advertisements. As of 2008, business advertisements using Greeklish have appeared in Attica Metro and other areas. Companies that have used Greeklish in some of their advertisements include Pizza Hut, Forthnet and Vodafone. Use in business communication. Use of Greeklish for business purposes. A business communication is considered as a lack of business ability or respect. Current trends. Around 2004, after most computer software became compatible with Unicode UTF-8 to UTF-16 systems, use of Greeklish was strongly discouraged in many Greek online web discussion boards where Greeklish was in use before. Administrators threatened to ban users who continued to use Greeklish, thus making the use of Greek mandatory, but using Greeklish failed to become a serious reason to get banned. Examples include the Translatum Greek Translation Forum, the Athens Wireless Metropolitan Network Forum, the Venus Project Forum, the ADSL-GR.com Forum, the Isteki GR Forum, the Greek Technological Forum and the Ephoititis GR Greek Student Forum. The reason for this is the fact that text written in Greeklish is considerably less aesthetically pleasing, and also much harder to read, compared to text written in the Greek alphabet. A non-Greek speaker reader can guess this by this example. Delta iota of sigma iota zeta chi alpha rho nu tau tau omicron upsilon rho iota nu tau would be the way to write. This is hard to read in English, but utilizing the Greek alphabet. A counter-argument used by forum users is that a fair number of users live abroad and access the internet from computers they don't own. They are not able to install additional keyboard layouts, so they don't have the ability to type in Greek. Therefore, Greeklish is the only option available to them. on Greek IRC channels and IM applications. Most of the time only Greeklish is used because it is simpler to type and typing errors are more easily excused. However, Greeklish has been criticized because the user's text bypasses spell check, resulting in lowering their ability to write native Greek correctly. On the Facebook social networking website, there are various groups against the use of Greeklish. Wide use for Greeklish in long texts as of 2010 is unusual. Another current trend in Greeklish is the introduction of leet phrasing and vocabulary. Many leet words or slang have been internalized within the Greek spoken language through Greek gamers online in-games such as World of Warcraft. Examples. Kappa alpha lambda eta mu epsilon rho alpha pi omega sigma epsilon iota sigma tau epsilon. Greeklish 1, Calamira posiste. Greeklish 2, Calmira pws ista. Balolus Byzantine variant, Calmepa nws ikte. Typing as if the keyboard layout were set to Greek, when it is actually set to US English. Calm, era, PVWE, ISTEQ. Greeklish to Greek conversion. Since the appearance of Greeklish, there have been numerous attempts to develop applications for automatic conversion from Greeklish to Greek. Most of them can cope with only some of Greeklish transliteration patterns and can be found and downloaded in the internet. The first complete system for automatic transcription of Greeklish into Greek, obtaining correct spelling, is All Greek to Me, developed and provided by Institute for Language and Speech Processing. The first open online application for the transcription of Greeklish to Greek was developed by artificial intelligence group at University of Patras named Greeklish. An open-source Greeklish converter, written in the C# programming language, is available as a standalone program.